stars, the sky. Come on closer, baby, let the lights go out. Yeah, we fall and then we rise. No more alibis, I wanna hide now. Yeah, pulling to the fire, baby, we could ride the night. Yeah, I'ma show you, or we could shine the light. Hey, lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay, it's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you pure love, pure love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to pure love, pure love. Pure love, pure love. Pure love, pure love. Walk a straight line, how many fingers? An ecstasy, fragrance lingers. Yeah, and those endless conversations, and you feel it floating now. I finally got you, and I'm following you into the fire. Baby, we could ride the night, yeah. I'ma show you, or we could shine the light, yeah. Lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay, it's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you pure love, pure love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to pure love, pure love. Pure love, pure love. Pure love, pure love. Hold me up, cause you never wanna drop me, not me. Got the key, dancing to unlock me. Side to side, know their fingers don't faze me. Crazy to say, but nothing's gonna stop me. You're talking to get you. I ain't playing with you. Right on, I ain't playing with you. Right on, you should say what you say. Oh, come on, get it on. Right on, right on. Oh, come on, get it on. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you pure love, pure love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to pure love, pure love. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you pure love, pure love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to pure love, pure love. Show you, let me show you pure love, pure love.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Thursday afternoon.
Thursday. All day.
It's
Cheers.
funny, he has headphones on and he's nodding his head. Yeah, Thursday. Do you want a thing in your ear?
Huh?
Welcome to the cafe. Listen, I'm out of jail. Thank you very much. If you're watching the show and share it out. You want to give us a call? 888-994-4995. Studio A. Because if you call Studio B, you get slick.
Wow. Oh man, our crew
Not
is
so
the
much.
best, is what I can tell you. You got them working hard. They're all filling in, doing some things. The art behind us, yes, these are originals from Allison Lefcourt. She was here yesterday doing a show on Let's Talk Art with Amy Rashevsky. These are vintage originals from Allison Lefcourt, and you all know her from Park West Galleries, from Weiland Galleries. She is the artist to the stars to many, many celebrity portraits, from Hillary Clinton to Statue of Liberty, Madonna, you name it, she's done it, Ellen DeGeneres, and these paintings are actually visible here now in our studio and for sale.
And for sale. And the amazing thing is that she did this one for Amy's husband back in the day.
When she was 19.
When she was 19 years old.
Amazing, right?
I couldn't even hold a crayon when I was 19.
When she was 19. But these are all originals, handmade, and she told me yesterday 90% of her work is originals. Even through all the galleries, all the cruise ships that she's on, I asked if they reprinted them, and she said they do some, but 90% of what she sells are originals. Isn't that amazing?
And they wanted to take these away yesterday. I'm going to hang them up high so they can't get their hands on them. It's the way we roll on that. But anyway, let's move real quickly because our guest, one of them is on a time crunch.
We've got the famous Jackie Green in studio and Wayne Henry with Dignity Memorial, Southeast Florida, joining us. How are you doing, guys?
Good, thanks.
We gotta
Very well, thank
get
you.
used to having Wayne on a Thursday, but you know,
Got to
It's
roll
happening
with the
more and
schedule.
more.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm used to that.
Wayne and his family always love having Wayne. You know, Steve Gope's going to be in town tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
He's physically going to be here.
Here, here.
He's
Here, here.
flying
Well, I
in,
might have
yes.
to pop in.
You might
Last time I was here, he was virtual doing
been virtual
the,
for
For
a
a
year.
year.
He
yeah.
just confirmed I'm going to be on the plane. Well, good, Steve. Thank you. That's
He's
the way
been
you're
virtual.
here.
He was with us March 16th of last year, the very first day we met him. And then after that, he's been virtual. So he is going to be in tomorrow for a week. So he'll be here tomorrow and next Friday.
Cool.
So, you know, Wayne, we got to plan it with you. We can't
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
Friday
yeah,
without.
yeah.
Now you'll have Steve in studio with you, like
Okay.
really here.
All right, I'll pop in tomorrow.
He's
We'll
gonna
put
pop
it on
in
your,
tomorrow.
your calendar for sure.
I'll give you a pillow so you can hit him. Because I want to hit him too.
They're going to calendar it. So,
And why?
Jackie, welcome. It's been a while.
Yes, I was just trying to figure out how long it's been. You know, I think I was here before the pandemic, and Wayne was saying absolutely not because before the pandemic, everything wasn't in
You were
here.
sitting here, right?
For sure, 100%.
But
I
you
was.
did a show. Didn't she do a show with you on a Thursday night?
We did a virtual, yeah.
Yeah.
She was virtual. I was
virtual.
here. Yeah.
That was a definite virtual.
It was
Wow, so
probably
it's been over a
October,
year.
November since you were here.
Yeah, and I'm going to look for it because I'm like, I got it in my text messages. But thank you always for having us and always hosting Wayne as well. We love what you guys do here. I'm here for a short bit today, so there are a couple of things we wanted to talk about. Some seminars that we have going on May 13th and May 14th at Benihana in West Boca. We're going to do a pre-planning educational seminar, so everyone, all the viewers are welcome to come. We also are going to be hosting it virtually, so for those of you who cannot make it to the actual restaurant, let Wayne know, and we'll send you the link to do everything virtually. But it's about 2 hours. They're going to have the hibachi grill set up. We'll give really valuable information at that time. Both Wayne and myself will be there. We'll give out the personal planning guide that I know that we've spoken about. I'm not sure. Have you filled out yours yet?
I have
You
actually.
have?
Hey, hey.
Oh, wait, let me rephrase that. I haven't done my personal guide, but I put my arrangements in place.
Yes, you did. That I definitely
So
know.
I have not looked at the planning guide. It is my little corner of the world back there.
Okay.
But I did do both arrangements with Wayne.
Yes.
We did it in
Yes.
piecemeal, but it's all taken care of.
I think he called me right after that because I was
He's like, she actually committed between shows.
Now, just out of curiosity, how's your mind frame after that? Do you have peace of mind? Like, tell me a little bit about how you feel.
Totally 100%.
Yeah.
And I went and got my first vaccine, and I'm not a big vaccine fan for myself.
Yes, same.
So I told Chuck, I said, if something, heaven forbid, happens to me, just call Wayne. And he said, gee, thank you. And I said, no, really, you should be thanking me because if something happens and I have a bad reaction, everything's been taken care of. All you have to do is call Wayne. So yes, in that regard, it's nice to know that it's taken care of.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that we promote and talk about all the time is the peace of mind. I've done both, but I obviously for different reasons, right? Because I'm part of the company. But it gives me peace of mind. But the people, there's so many people that are hesitant about it, and I don't want to do it now. I'm going to leave it for my family. But then those who, I always invite them to share their stories of how they feel, because then I could share those with others, right? Because everyone's story is not the same, and why they're meeting with me or Wayne is completely different, right? So I always want them to kind of tell me, exactly like you said with Chuck or the vaccine, there's always some little story that goes along with it. And it's wonderful to share with the families who are hesitant of why they should do it now.
And I don't think I would have ever done it if I hadn't met you guys. It would have never been on my radar. I don't know about you, but it would have never been on my radar to do it in my 50s.
Yeah, that's a big part of what we do, is just kind of educating people that it is even possible. A lot of people don't even realize that you can do it ahead of time, why you should do it ahead of time, what are the reasons, and that's what we kind of educate people at the seminars and doing. So I think, once people hear about the benefits, how it makes it better for their family later on, they're like, yeah, it's a no-brainer, pretty much for everybody. Certainly much better than not doing it, waiting until someone passes away and then leaving that burden to your family. We get a lot of calls. I've got more calls this month than ever I can ever remember. People that it's near death,
Well, I saw
imminent death.
that Alcee Hastings passed away earlier this month. And I'm assuming that you guys at Dignity are taking care of it, because there is a celebration of life happening either today or tomorrow. And I can only think, since that is your tagline, Dignity Memorial must be a part of this at some way.
Likely, it's
Likely, yeah. I don't know. I can't
But
confirm
he-
nor
a tremendous icon in our community in Broward County.
Right, yeah.
It's really funny. If you ask those that don't want to talk about it, tell them to have a conversation with family members that will have to take care of it. And I guarantee you the conversation will change. This is the way I meant, Wayne. They were going to cremate me. I said, I'm sorry, who? You're going to what? I never agreed
We'll
to
give
that.
you a grocery bag with your urn now.
More than ever now. And they gave me Wayne's number, and I called him the next day because I said, absolutely not. What do you mean I don't want to be cremated. Nobody even asked me. And my oldest son said, well, Dad, you don't prepare for this thing. He was playing the mind game on it, and it worked.
Right.
Ask those that are in charge of what they're going to do with you, and I bet you 9 out of 10 it's not what you want. And fear will stop you from, I was scared to death. I did it right here. And I said, this is the first leg. And because I do have other options for the second leg, and that's still up in the air right now, because family
remember that,
does, family has a big decision as to what happens.
Yep.
100%. So, there's a lot of financial benefits, and a lot, that's the main motivator for some people. We know that prices have been doubling every 7 to 10 years for the last 50 years. We know that. It's unlikely to change. So when you do your arrangements, you lock in those prices, you're avoiding all those future cost increases. We can spread out payments. But when we speak to families, the number one motivation by far is just exactly that, saying, I want to make this easier for my family at the time. I don't want this to be an emotional burden for them. On the day that I pass away, I want to make that day as easy as I possibly can for them by planning ahead, making those decisions for them. So they just need to basically choose the day of the service. They don't have to choose my casket and all those other things that go with that. I can do that ahead of time for them, so they don't have to make that decision.
Right. And like when you're, your age, you're saying you're doing it in your 50s, right? A lot of times it is for the financial part of it, right? Because
That was huge.
Yeah. And it's, as we get into our 70s and 80s, it becomes a little more emotional, right?
Yeah.
Because they're really starting
really
to feel
facing it.
And I always say, as soon as most people become parents, if they can afford so, they get life insurance, right? Because if something happens to either of the parents, the they're taken care of, right? With whether it be term or whole life, whatever it may be. As people get into, I say at the minimum at 65, it is now your responsibility to go and get funeral arrangements, right? Always, like I say, hopefully with Dignity Memorial, but if it's not, still go and, visit your local provider, because, it's very important. You don't want to leave that to anyone. You know, your kids don't pay your bills. They don't make the decisions of what car you're going to get. They're not making your decisions of what house you're going to buy. They, you know, they may have an influence on it, but they're not truly the decision maker, right? We always invite children in the room, especially so they understand what the plans are and that they are flexible, right? So whatever we're saying here today, if things change and mom or dad want to change and tweak a little bit of the arrangements in the future, we are definitely able to do so. But we want to make sure that they're in agreement with
You know what I'm realizing, what I'm learning, at least from my parents, is that it's not the spouse that's going to be dealing with these things. Because my mother's like, I'm not dealing with anything. She says, if, you know, heaven forbid something happens to dad, and now dad's in this mode of, you know, life is over and I'm going to do all of it. She says it's on you and your brother and sister. So here's what, same reason I actually did this was not for my spouse or my partner, it was really for my kids. Because I don't want my kids to have to make these decisions. And kids, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, no matter what age you are, especially as a single parent, a single mom, a single dad, and you've got little kids. They can't make those decisions, nor should it even enter their mind frame of what would mommy or daddy like.
Right.
So back to what we're talking about, creating a single women's event in May.
Yep.
Maybe we can create one in June for dads, you know, single parent, because kids should never have to. And if you're single for whatever reason, there's not a spouse that you're going to rely on. So who's going to make these decisions? Your parents, your elderly parents, or your children, or nobody? I mean, there's things that I think about that this would all be for my kids. And now my mom's like, well, you're going to have to learn this bank account, and you have to get into daddy's computer and you have to do. Well, in my 50s, okay, that's bad enough. But younger than that?
Yeah, no.
It's not a decision any child should have to even think about.
Yeah. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, and that's that personal planning guide.
It
Has
really is.
all
So
of those things in it. So again, even if you're just looking in and starting to entertain the idea of pre-planning, sit with us, get a personal planning guide, keep it in a safe place, because it literally has such things as online profiles, because as we know, like there's Facebook, there's Instagram, or whatever there may be. Sometimes people want to take that down. Sometimes they want to leave that up, but they don't want anyone, you know, able to post on there without their permission if something does happen to someone. So those little things, such as bank accounts and things where you put the financial institutions, they're important to know. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of the time as we get older, we lose our faculties, right? So, yeah, there may not be a sickness, right? But the memories go and where things are and accounts are. This helps you. It's a comprehensive from beginning to end of everything that if someone was to pass away, it helps them guide through the next steps, right?
have you done yours? Have you looked through yours?
This
Planning
is
guide?
a big book.
I'm not coming back until you guys finish it.
But you know, what's happened is because of what happened with my mom, especially my dad. I didn't expect it. I got hit by a train twice. And it's everything that I'm going through now. I'm getting texts now. There are still bank accounts in Puerto Rico that I can't get to because of the way he left things. The properties, the houses. And then I have my sister. And you know this thing, I had to bury my brother, my parents, I had to do it. My sister was a mess. And it's usually not the spouse. My father couldn't handle it. And the bottom,
It's your kids, right?
It's your kids. And the bottom line here, if there's a roadmap to this thing, it's great. Dignity was there for me in Puerto Rico. I've told that story 100 times. And the important thing here is that this guy better never ever leave the company because they're going to end up calling him. I mean, you know me like a friend. And there's a big difference when you're going through this emotional time. And it's not to poo-poo this. I mean, we have all sorts of crazy things going on around us right now. You can call it what you want to call it, but the truth is, and I was not ready. I didn't like talking about it. When I met Wayne, I kept looking away. He was sitting here, and I kept like, he picked it up right away. And he walked me through it. And that whole process of having peace of mind right now is amazing. And my kids thank me. So all of a sudden, they have a grand plan. Now, I have to ask you, if I wanted to change and have like the when they buried the prince, what's his face?
Philip.
In England, with the horses and all that, can I get that done too?
Sure.
We've done that. I've helped a Haitian family. They wanted he wanted a white horse and carriage to pull his casket to the cemetery. We arranged it. We can do lots of stuff.
If you can imagine it, we can do it.
Oh, be careful what you write.
I'm
because
telling you.
I'm gonna tell you, I have a big imagination. I spoke to Captain Tiny.
But the children's piece, and not that I do marketing for Dignity Memorial or anything, but it's peace of mind for your kids. Because especially when you're elderly, your spouse is probably elderly as well.
Yeah.
And the emotional state of what that is, and again, back to my parents, my dad every day, I'm dying. Emotionally, what he's doing to my mom, this whole process, unfortunately, he's been dying for many years, and he doesn't, and he's not. When it actually finally happens, heaven forbid, she's in no mindset to deal with any of this.
Sure.
He's
sure,
trying to get
sure,
her
sure.
ready.
And we get
That's what he says.
We get
I
a-
mean, since I've known you every day, right? This is
I
what
know.
We get a lot of families where one parent passes away, they haven't made any arrangements, the family goes through it, and we of course help the family when in that situation. But then the surviving spouse, the kids are saying, maybe we should make arrangements for mom now.
Yep.
And it's like, yes, that's a very good idea, and we always suggest that. You can wait and go through this again when the time comes for your mom, hopefully not anytime soon, or you can plan ahead now. And we can put that in place now. We can even do a payment plan, at that time. Why not make it easier on yourself, save a bit of money, so you don't have that? 100% everybody say, yes, let's go ahead and do that.
And Jack, you're absolutely right. The finances, for me to be paying this now, you to be paying this now in your 50s, versus in your 80s when
Relying on either pension or Social Security or some, money you get on a very fixed income then,
Right.
So it's like, why not take care of it where the income is steady, it's coming in, you're secure enough to pay. And that's, a lot of people do ask us what's the difference between a life insurance policy or a final expense policy and what we're doing. Final expense policy puts a limit on what you do, right? It gives you a dollar amount of your final expenses, and you're paying on that for a long, long time. With our, program, you're customizing the term up to 10 years, right? That's the most you're going to pay. So it's like really, really take the time now, see what you can do, so you never have to think about it again. You're not open to that cost of inflation, and you're doing everything while you have the ability to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you
When
can't
income is a lot
you
less.
can't lock in the prices if you have a separate funding mechanism, the final expense plan. So it's always going to be a question if that money is going to cover what your family actually wants. And even if it did, your family still have to go through at the time to make all of those decisions. And we know that from our families, that's the number one reason why they do it, is because they're sparing their loved ones that burden of doing that when they've lost their loved one.
there's so many things in life I don't want to deal with, like taxes and accounting and all the details of running this business. I love our business. I don't want to deal with the details. I didn't want to deal with the details of that. I didn't think I could afford it, which was the biggest concern for me, is I thought, I can't afford $10,000, $20,000. What am I going to do? And that was really my biggest fear, is that I didn't think I'd have the money. But you guys make it so affordable that you don't have to have the money right now.
Right.
There are options, and there are payment plans, and there's insurance. You have a better name for it.
Payment
insurance.
protection plan.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly
Yeah.
right.
So
And that
heaven,
makes it affordable.
Yeah, and hopefully, Dawn, heaven forbid, or praise be, whatever, it's going to be decades later where this, is going to be in need for your family. But heaven forbid something did happen to you sooner than later, unexpectedly, that protection kicks in and covers the balance, so your family don't have a big bill to pay as well.
We always talk about fear, and it's the fear of the unknown, and often it's false expectations appearing real. And my fear was I couldn't afford it. But you guys, those were false expectations. You can afford it. You afford it.
Well, a year and a half later, I think you have a new
Perspective.
respect for
Yeah.
the word fear. Things have changed.
Yeah.
Everything has changed. Even buying stuff from outside of Florida yesterday.
Sales
I
tax.
looked it up. That's changed. Sales tax. Everything has changed. Your perspective has changed. Everything. And fear has grown. Make the right move. I think they should start early. I tell my kids, when you're 30, take care of the deal.
Yeah.
Because you get it out the way. And, you're going to talk about it for a day, and you're going to put it in a safe, and hopefully you don't have to use it for 40, 50 years. But whatever, get it out the way. And that's really, I wish I had known, Wayne, when I was in my 30s, because I probably would have done it.
They just came out that prices on a lot of goods are going to be going up in the next 2 to 6 months. paper goods, finances, groceries. And they're telling people don't hoard up now because prices are going up, they're going to go up. And I would expect that prices across the board everywhere are going to start
Everywhere.
going
No
up.
more toilet paper.
So now it is time, really time, before Dignity has another price increase.
Yeah, I think that's the number one message that people lose. They think, oh, you know,
Thank you, Slick.
prearrange my funeral. I mean, I'll do that when I'm in my
they
when I'm
want it.
70. You know,
When I need it.
just when I'm near the end of my life. Well, first thing is we're not guaranteed to all die of old age. Lots of things can come unexpectedly, and make that difficult for your family. You don't know when your end date is going to be. And second, if you do it early, like you've just said, if everyone did this when they're 30, when they're starting out, and let's say everybody lived till they're 80 or 90, they're laughing. They've saved how many decades of cost inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They're laughing.
You're exactly right. And I mean, just to put it in perspective of what inflation is, right? We all hear the word, we know what it is. In 1950, let's call it between 49 and 51, when Social Security started giving a death benefit to the spouse of someone who passed away, it was $255. Okay, that covered the funeral expenses, that covered the cemetery expenses, some of the death certificates, and left the family with a little money for groceries, whatever they would need during that time. Okay, $255. And that was in the 50s. So we're talking about 70 years ago, it was $255 for both. Now we're talking, between 10 to 20,000 depending on what you want.
Right.
So if you're looking at inflation, I mean, we know what happens to milk and gas, but if you look at the funeral industry and you look at something like that, it really, really puts it in perspective. Why now? At 50 years old, I mean, with modern medicine, hopefully we'll all live to 100, right? So that's 50 years of the cost of inflation that you just protected yourself with.
It's tremendous. And people who are watching about this great business and their show, and they've got the means to do it. We've got the means to do it because we're all on a payment plan. We haven't come up with money, and there is a plan for every single person, from cremation to what the Prince just had done. I mean, you name it, you can run the gamut, and Wayne and Jackie can help you at any price point. That I promise you.
Yeah.
have
So
a
whatever you want to
conversation.
put in your plan, it can be from a simple cremation, just do the basics.
Right.
So at least if something happens unexpectedly, at least that's covered and your family isn't scrambling around trying to decide what to do or who to call. We can do it that way, and the cost if you're doing a payment plan for that is very, very little. Or you can put the whole thing in there, say, we have some people, the reason for doing is, I want to have a party. I'm going out with a bang. I'm going to put everything in I possibly can. So my family can just show up and have a good time, remember me, and just, have a great celebration. So whatever you put in your plan, we can lock in the price, spread out payments, so it's affordable.
And conversation doesn't cost anything. Have the conversation.
Exactly.
Today's Earth Day.
Yes.
And one of the
Yes.
and one of the things, some of the singers, some of the people that have come in here, they didn't know about the reef. Mm-hmm. And I can't believe all this noise now that's happening about giving back to the planet. And they says, you really can be buried in a reef, and I says, yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people made us put it up on our phone with the YouTube to show that the reef does exist. And they can hardly, everybody wants to jump on the party bus when we go down there to shoot film, because what an idea. I mean, that's just tremendous. And a lot of people want to give back to the planet. This is like the hottest button today from everything I'm reading. So again, another
If you don't know
nice
about
move.
the Neptune Memorial Reef, the website's nmreef.com, but basically Dignity, as part of our network, it's basically a burial at sea. You get your cremated remains mixed with concrete, put into a shape, the main part of the structure, or it can be a fun shape like a starfish, or we've got limited release like a mermaid. We've
yep.
got an octopus, limited octopus coming out, a stone crab. So basically, you can be part of the reef. It's got a copper plaque on there, placed on the reef, and it's bringing back sea life that was Barents Sea. It's a 16-acre project. We finished 2 phases, and it's one of the most popular dive sites in the world, just off the coast of Miami, Biscayne Bay.
It is so beautiful. We're actually going to go do a shoot down there. We got to pick a day and get our crew out
Let
there
us-
and do a
yeah.
shoot, which will be unbelievable.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and so many people, like you said, it is Earth Day. So, the phases, obviously there was planning done for this. They never thought that it would sell the way that it sold.
I can imagine.
You know what I mean? We knew there was interest. We just didn't realize
Yeah.
how much interest, right? And I mean,
From all over the world
yeah.
coming in.
And previous, I'm in Ocala, and people hear about it in Ocala, and they're like, "That's where I want to go." Is there anything close to here? No. Okay, that's where I want to go. And I'm like, wow.
That's-
They weren't born and raised in Ocala, but that's where they live now.
That's
the
farm
villages.
country, Ocala.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of horse country over there. It's
near
actually
the
the
land.
equestrian capital of the world.
My
But there's the
cousin
villages
lives
as
there.
well. And a lot of people in the villages, they were definitely not born there.
Right.
But
There's
if
a
you're
lot of
doing a
people-
cremation plan with a Dignity Memorial location and you choose a reef placement, we're going to get it to the reef and placed in
We
Miami.
take care of everything.
Even if you're in Oregon
Everything.
or California,
Yeah.
whatever, we're going to get the remains and the shape here and put on the reef in
I
Miami.
mean, you had quoted out a simple cremation for me for like $33. I mean, it was something that people are going to say what's affordable to you is not affordable to others. $33 for a simple cremation when you and I were talking. That's affordable.
Yeah, very affordable.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do a simple cremation, we can do a
I
payment
mean,
plan.
and that was when we did it, and whatever prices are now. But it's not like I'm saying your $3,000 a month isn't affordable. We're talking really things that are affordable.
And attainable, yep.
Totally, absolutely. So you've had an event May 13th and 14th?
May 13th, 14th, Benihana, West Boca. I can't remember the address, but it's right there on State Road.
Yeah, it's
Glades
441.
across the
441.
street from Babillon West.
At what time?
Well, people need to RSVP. Please don't just show up. So give me a
Dinner.
call, 561-654-9000 if you want to join us. Just give me a call or a text. We'll make sure you're on the list. But
And it's at 11:15 a.m. both
It's a
days.
lunch, okay.
yeah,
It's
we're doing a lunch. So come and just learn the information. There's no obligation to do anything.
Nothing.
Just we go over kind of general information about what we're talking about. What does it mean to do pre-arrangements? Who is Dignity Memorial? What do we offer? Why should you consider this at all? What are the benefits? And then we offer to meet you individually in the days following, so we can go over specific options for you to consider.
And there's a whole bunch of new people from all over the country, not just, we found out
They're
yesterday
moving here.
from the Northeast, California, Washington, all the places that have had natural disasters, Alabama. Everybody's coming to Florida.
Yeah.
There's
Everyone.
no houses to be bought. If you sell your house, you better have a place to stay, and you better think about it before you do it. I know you're going to get the money to sell your house, but you got nowhere to go. I looked into it yesterday. There is nothing out there. Nothing.
No, and that's the wonderful thing. But we're growing. I mean, I don't know where we're going to go. It's fine. But let's say you do move here from Alabama, Texas, California, New York, and as you get older, you decide to go back. Guess what? Everything is transferable. We can transfer to any one of our 2,700 different locations. In every single state that you just mentioned, we have multiple locations, right? So 85% of everyone in America lives within 10 miles of a Dignity location.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, they're the biggest.
The
and they're
biggest and the best,
Yeah.
right?
And I got to tell you, in November, I get a bill for Puerto Rico from my parents because they maintain it. So I get the bill
Oh,
every year.
yeah.
And my cousin used the services in Puerto Rico as well. And now I just got word that there are others. This thing happens in clusters. When I grew up with 14 uncles
But
on
you told
one
me
side,
the price was like so minimal, even
it's
from.
ridiculous. I don't even want to tell you the price. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, don't.
My sister says to me, "Is that a month?" I said, "No, that's for the year."
Yeah.
It's just craziness. But it was Dignity to help me, and now it's spreading over in Humacao where I live, and they're in clusters. They grew up together in that age group, and it comes in threes. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of stuff happening over there. And again, here we go again. And don't let it happen and you're not prepared for this thing, because the emotional distress that happens on this thing, trust you me, I lost my brother 17 years ago and I still feel it. And you can't make decisions under that much duress. Well, some people can, but they're there. And
many.
again, conversation doesn't cost you anything. Have a talk with Wayne. Come here, have a cup of coffee if you want.
Well, we
Whatever you
guarantee
want.
we can make it affordable for you, and unfortunately, it's something that everybody needs.
Yep.
Give Wayne a call, 561-654-9000. Save the date, May 13th and 14th at Benihana's West Boca. I believe it's Glades and 441, which is a great venue to be having a private room. So everyone will be social distance, whatever you need to do to stay safe. And if you do not want to attend, they will send you a virtual link. All you have to do is text Wayne or give him a call, Tell them the Brooklyn Cafe Show sent you. 561-654-9000. Ready for a commercial break?
Let's do that.
Stay tuned. Jackie and Wayne,
Thank
you guys so
you.
much
Thanks.
for joining us. It's Earth Day. We've got Linda Summers joining us. It's been a while, but you know what that means.
Here comes the storms.
Stay tuned.
Never
We'll be
fails.
right back.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open. Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
Hi friends, it's Bree and Allie from Kids and Capes. Tune in Saturday mornings on the Brooklyn Cafe Kids Television Network at 10 o'clock, where we share fun and ideas. And remember, peace, love, and kindness.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen. It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. the distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Proudly distilling out of West Palm Beach, Florida, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Amp Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses with added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
You and I are both swallowing as we go back on the air, but this is the perfect time to announce that on Monday we're having a lunch and learn. This is kind of a lunch and learn with Dignity Memorial today. On Monday we're doing a lunch and learn with Jordana Foster, host of the Ready, Set, Go Beyond show. We're talking about Q2. So tune in on Monday at 12 o'clock with Jordana Foster on the Brooklyn Cafe show, talking about how has Q2 been for you and what are you looking forward to? What did it change from Q1? What are we going to look for the following 3 and 4, and go from there. So we're having a lunch and learn, so grab your lunch bucket, open up your sandwich, or join us virtually. We're going to have some lunch here on the set. Today's lunch is brought to you from Manhattan Joe's Pizza. Our lunch and learn with Dignity Memorial. You kind of like that idea, right?
I like it. I didn't know you were going to do it about Q2. That's an interesting perspective.
Because we all sort of lost 2020. It kind of came in, went out, missed it. And then Q1 of this year, everyone's like, all right, we're going to get going. 2020's gone. 2021 is going to be so much better. And I think Q1 sort of face planted for some people because it wasn't. But now we're in Q2 and things are looking up. Things are opening up. Certainly in South Florida, things have been opening up. But it's changing.
Things are moving along.
You know, whether it's business or personal, what is Q2 looking like for you? And what are maybe some of the values and ideas that you want to go, including putting your Dignity Memorial plan in place? Even if it's a personal change, something that you're sensing that you want to look into. It's not all business always.
Should we be planning on having a ferocious Q2, Q3, and Q4 of this year?
Ferocious meaning?
Making more, doing more, demanding more, doing things differently. Is it that time?
It's up to people. I think everyone's looking. I was reading an article that says the top leaders, the top money makers in business, and one of their top tips was it's never enough. You know, they made $1 million, they wanted 10. They wanted 10, they wanted $1 billion. Whatever it is, there's always a team around them and a team that builds them up. Nobody does this alone. So whatever it is you're looking for, it's not to be complacent. It's to keep growing. So to that sense of what you're saying?
What about survival? You know, we can't all say that we're going to be here as a business next year. And people at the beginning of last year, everybody was scratching their heads. What do they do? Look at what the restaurants have had to do just to stay alive.
It's changing.
Is it changing again?
I think I don't know what their capacities are. Things are changing. So it's tune in on Monday for a lunch and learn with Jordana Foster. She's excited.
She's a planner, which I like. Okay, I asked her to do a lunch and learn to get people from home back into businesses and how to approach that. And I wanted her to talk to businesses because sometimes your boss says, okay, you got to come in. And coming from your boss, you say, I ain't going in. I'm staying home. And there's got to be this us mentality instead of an I mentality, and that's what she does for a living. So,
But to that point, our crew has an us mentality as a team. Every sense, they are just absolutely on point and have stepped up this week to work with us with the school. Now we're there 2 days a week, and other people have been sick and changing jobs, and a lot of our crew got new jobs, so they're not here as much and different things. And I got to tell you, they are spectacular.
I know, it scared me. I didn't even recognize them.
They are doing amazing.
I mean, I get here 8:30 in the morning, and Blake is in the parking lot.
I know.
And
Pretty
I said-
impressive. And he's still awake.
I took a picture of the car because I thought maybe it was an assassin or something. I said, who is that? I said, that's Blake? So things are changing.
I think we got Linda Summers joining us.
Is she on?
We haven't seen Linda in a long time.
I know.
Honeybee is coming back. Did you know
I
that?
didn't know that. I think she has a new dog too.
Hey, Linda, how are you?
Yeah, happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day. Look, she's all in green like the earth.
Yeah. Do you have a new dog?
I do. Well, there's Chewy over here, of course. This is my baby who's not even 5 months old. That's Alvin.
Alvin, oh my God, look how big he is.
He sees you too because he likes to watch TV.
Hi, Alvin.
That dog is 5 months old? My God.
Yeah.
How big is he going to be, Linda?
Well, he's actually, believe it or not, a mini golden doodle, but I think he's favored his mama, who's the golden retriever. He's got the poodle hair. But he'll be supposed to be 30 to 35 pounds. I don't think so. He's already 22, and his paws are pretty darn big. So I think he'll probably be closer to 40 pounds, but he is a mini.
Big difference from Chewy, huh?
Quite a bit.
Chewy's what, like 10 pounds?
7.
Oh my gosh. How are they getting
he's
along? Are they getting along together? It's SOM, Taylor. Are they getting along together?
Yeah, they are. He just plays he's a puppy, and he doesn't really realize how his big paws are. And poor Chewy, he's like the size of his 2 toys. So, I just teaching him not to be so rough on Chewy. Like, he's the old man, don't do that.
Number one dog.
How do you train him to work with you and your needs as a service dog?
Yes. I've already started only because I know what I needed from him, what I need from him. I know because I've been 14 years with Chewy, so I've been training him. He's amazing. But I have professional training starting this Saturday. So
I was thinking, it's one thing to train a dog, but to train a dog as a service dog for your specific needs is a whole nother level.
Right. And I just know and I remember what I went through with him, and I'm just duplicating everything I did with Chewy to him, so he has a head start, because the trainer evaluated him 2 Saturdays ago, and he's 4 months old at that time. And she was blown away, actually, on how much, I'm a proud mom, can I say? He's really doing amazing. So now we're starting the gait training and what I really, really need him for. And he's doing very well.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We haven't seen you in a long time, but you're feeling good and everything is good?
Yeah. I mean, I have my off days like I always do and stuff. Like, I have a headache today, but I've had a headache the last 4 days. It won't go away, but that's kind of my typical. But I'm just managing it.
I was thinking they said last year, 2020, was 1 hurricane away from the record. They actually recalibrated one of the storms, and they found that it was a hurricane instead of a tropical storm, and we were at like 20 last year.
More.
Yeah, incredible amount. I mean, I was so busy. I expect the same. This year is going to be another crazy one. We'll be in a La Nina, which unfortunately means our wind shear will be weak. And I love having that wind shear because it rips those storms apart before they come to us. So it lessens the strength of at least the systems that are popping off of Africa and everywhere else. But, in a La Nina, we don't have that protection of the wind shear. So it'll be a weak wind shear pattern, very warm waters again. So I expect it to be a strong season. So we need to make sure, I've been telling everybody to prepare because our season also is beginning early. Just like last year, we had storms in the May 5th or something, in the beginning of May, I believe, Aaron, and I kept telling people, prepare early. So I don't do that June 1st thing anymore. I started April 1st, and coincidentally, I realized it was April Fool's, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this as an April Fool's joke, but please prepare early. Go through on my site on Severe Weather, Florida Severe Weather on Facebook. And it has in the announcement section all good, helpful tips if you're new to Florida, what to do to get yourself prepared for the season and then stay following along.
Yeah, if you're new to Florida, and a lot of people are, it's a whole nother side of things down here.
That's right. And
Right.
it takes time to prepare.
Absolutely.
If you wait for the end when everybody goes, there'll be no toilet paper.
Yeah. Or batteries. Or anything.
Or anything. Yeah.
Just
So you wanna
stock
do it now.
up. Not like you can't use it later, but it's better to be prepared. I always have my water and everything. I always have stuff prepared anyway in my house. But even severe storms here in South Florida, which I follow the severe storms as well, tornadoes and et cetera, I lose power even in those type of situations. So, it's good to always have on hand anyway.
Good to go to Costco and pick up waters, and if you pick it up one case at a time, put it and cover it, like I do. And
Can you believe we're doing this again?
Well, you're going to be doing this for as long as you're alive in Florida.
I gotta tell you, we just got rid of the extra gasoline we had on the patio. We had to take it up to that dump in Delray and pour it in. Actually, you couldn't pour it in. You just had to give them all of the containers. There was nothing, you couldn't pour it
Why did you get rid of the gasoline?
because it had been sitting on my patio for far too long.
Well, you should have turned the machines on with it. It'll work.
I had a lot though. I had a couple gallons. You know the big tanks?
A couple of gallons is not a lot. You mean you had like 20 gallons?
No, I had like 3.
Okay.
But it was smelling at my patio, and they say there's a shelf life to the gasoline, so don't keep it on your
So put
patio
it in
for
your
years.
car.
Well, I should have done that a couple years ago. It was so old. It was like time
Years?
to get, yeah.
Oh, never mind. I
It
take
was time
back.
to get it was time to get rid of it and restart again.
Now, I wanted to ask you, I know that you do weather. I wanted to ask you, do you do anything about allergies?
I don't update that on my site, but I certainly could. If anyone ever asks me, I can, because I myself have asthma and chronic allergies. So I check it myself, the pollen intake and everything else, pollen counts and all that. So, I could, if anyone personally asks me, I reach out to every single person that talks to me, and that's what people know about me, is I have a personal touch. And a lot of people ask me questions like that, and I'd be more than willing to obviously go in and take a look and check for them and their specific situation. But it's so different in the whole state of Florida that I take care of that it's a little hard to do that constantly. But, that's why I focus on just severe weather and hurricanes. But always more than willing to answer anything.
Well, there's something really funky going on with allergies. Everybody I know has one sort of allergy or another. Pollen and weed and grass and yada, yada, yada. And so now I watch the air quality to see what's going on. And now the news is carrying it. So I was going to say, I should ask Linda, because everybody needs to know, do you prepare for a bad allergy day? There are days I can't even open my eyes. It's so bad.
Well,
that's crazy.
yeah, because when you have a windy conditions, anytime there's a windy condition outside, prepare for your allergies. I mean, that's just a given, because that's going to blow around all the pollen. Even if you're not allergic to this tree or that tree, you can have the winds coming from the north. And a lot of my problems are particular trees that are from the north. So whenever I have that strong northerly winds, I know I'm going to have a strong allergy day or a couple days. And I pump up and take two pills, one in the morning, one at night. But I get shots and everything weekly. So I have a lot of allergies.
Oh my gosh. Alvin is so cute. I'm so glad you got Chewy a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the two little fur balls over here.
Oh my gosh. What
Give
made
me a
you
love
decide
that.
on him? Why'd you change your breed?
Because I needed something bigger. As I get older, my balance is not, even worse. So, I can't, he's just too little, and I needed a sturdy dog, especially being if I'm on my own and not having help with somebody. I prefer to have him.
How cute is he?
Yeah.
Number one breed of dog in Florida is what she has. I know somebody
The
that has
golden
one.
doodle.
Yep, and I know somebody who has one of those dogs. They're big, man.
But they're
And he's
sweet.
I don't care how sweet they are. They're huge.
But they are such good dogs. They're so much fun, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. He's hysterical. He's so funny.
Because they don't realize how big they are. Look
No.
at him. Precious. Oh
No.
my goodness. And how's the website going? How's Florida Severe Weather going?
Wonderful. Every day, it gets more and more people, and now Facebook always advertises for me because I think I told you last year I was nominated or told that I got a nice little certificate, which was very sweet from that. It was pretty cool that I'm one of the 3 sites in the state of Florida as the most accurate weather coverage.
Wow.
So, did I not tell you that? Yeah, I was very happy. So they advertise and send out everything all over. So I'm constantly getting, more and more people on my site. So that was a nice accomplishment. So, at least somebody has acknowledged it. Because I know NOAA, I have people from NOAA on my site. I have the National Weather Service, I have people on my site. So it's kind of nice, that they check out mine. Because remember I was going to go up in the the Hurricane Hunter?
Yep.
I think I couldn't because of my health conditions and my brain bleeds and all that stuff. So, but they follow me. That's awesome.
Amazing.
I was like, that's nice.
And it's true. I remember that day we were sitting at NN and my dad called and said the hurricane that was supposed to directly hit us was like 2 years ago, curved up the coast. And you had said like 10 days prior, because you always give us 10, 12 days in advance before it's even hitting. Watch this. This is what could possibly happen. And sure enough, as Linda said, we were all spared and went right up and out, which was unbelievable.
It was, I think, 10 miles out or something and decided to make a U-turn up north.
But your accuracy, it's true. Linda's accuracy on her weather and her storms, and there's no hype. You don't sit up 24 hours and say, oh my God, unless you need to tell people to do this. You tell them the facts. This is what can happen. And there's no sensationalism to it. You're truth and factual, and that's what's amazing.
Thank you. And that's what I really, my heart, I just want to keep everyone calm. And that's what a lot of people say, that I bring calmness to them in a situation that they're so highly stressed, and I know that. And because I've lived through Andrew, which made me change my whole career choice in the first place, I understand that anxiety. I'm not new to Florida. I've been through 9, 10 storms. I get it. But I also want to help and calm people's nerves, get them prepared, prepare for the worst, it's everything else. But if I tell them get out, like Mexico City, I remember being up at 2 a.m. at the time when O'Shea's was open. I was literally having a cider and some wings, just closing up, at O'Shea, because I wanted to just be there working. I'm just constantly talking to people. I knew people in Mexico City were not getting out because they even were told, they told me that they didn't have their own sites, their own weather channels telling them how intense this is going to be. But I knew it was going to be there was so little wind shear right before that storm hit. I knew it was going to generate real quick, boom, spin up, and it spun up to a category 5, strong 4 to a 5. And wiped it. And I know I literally spoke to 3 people, and I said, get out now. And I actually used a little bit of a bad word because I was like, seriously, get them. And they did, and they thanked me they immensely over and over and over on listening to me. And so 2 a.m, they got out. They got their pets and they got out. I said, you get out now because
and you stay on there, and you got wet hair sometimes, no electric if we're getting hit with a storm, and you just do your thing, which is remarkable.
Sometimes I don't care, I just want to make sure everyone's taken care of,
Which is amazing.
Always scares me when she comes on because
I know
something usually happens.
I know. Well, I hope that we get to see you in person soon.
You will, because he'll be even trained good enough that, well, obviously he's doing wonderful even right now. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but he just amazes me every day. So I'm beginning to not worry about him being too puppy crazy. He's already not being too puppy crazy.
Puppy crazy.
But you know, with everyone moving down to South Florida, and we've talked to the housing market, we should really put a continuous segment on to give Linda some visibility, because people don't know to find you if they haven't been here and they don't
Right.
see you, and they're going to rely on our news, which on our news channels are great, but Linda's a whole nother level of
And you gotta wait
experience.
till the news is on. You gotta wait till 12 or 3.
You got to wait till their updates, right?
Yeah, and you know, do I move? Do I do? Is there a 5 coming at me? And you have to. I mean, the emergency channels that come forward, but
Right, and that's even just the local, because a lot of times people have family here and they're at us. So I talk to people from other countries during these storms.
yeah.
And I try to get their parents, and I personally get their parents. I call sheriff's offices and say, hey, there's this elderly person at this address, and he has a family member in Budapest. I remember they were calling me, one of the family members in
Wow.
Budapest. Please, please, please. My mother's she's not able to get, so I'll get help and get them to the proper facilities.
Wow.
So I've been doing that. It's just something I just want to make sure everyone's safe. I take
That's
it to heart.
amazing. Did you know all that? You did.
You know, it's interesting because weather is one of those things. It's like Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci comes on the TV. He says, "Dad, Johnson, don't worry about it." And he has this mannerism about him, and you trust him, right? I mean, you've been through this epidemic
Right.
with him, and you trust him. Same thing with weather people. There are some people on different channels that I watch the weather, and I change it because I don't believe a word they're saying. I just don't. So you get Linda, she comes along, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna listen, because 9 out of 10 times she's not wrong, you know. And until people get that trust factor going, all of a sudden, and here comes the storms. I mean, it's part of what we go through, and you got to be
Right.
ready. So
But I'm thinking
Right.
we need to put a Florida severe weather promo together for Linda, or maybe Linda puts one together and sends it to us to put out there. But
I would like her to put a weather piece together. So when you go to commercial break, you come back to the segment of her, and then you go back to commercial, and then you come back. But at least you can do updates on the morning show, the midday show. I don't know if she sends segments out. Do you send segments out?
No,
but
I
you
just
could.
do everything from here.
But what I see is that her connection is good now. So if you were to record this and send it, we're able to put it on as a segment for weather, like
Right.
you see all the newscasts do.
Yep.
Yeah, if I can help more and more people, that's all I care about. I mean, that's why I wrote my book and everything. I just want to be able to help as many people as possible. I personally didn't have a lot of help, only from my mother my whole life. So I have that intense desire to always help people. I mean,
How
of
is
course,
your
I'm
book?
never going to, like you said, 9 out of 10 times is a good thing. Never going to be totally right, but I love and respect Mother Nature. So I feel things differently, and I try to understand what the systems are doing. I think that's why I was probably the only one right. A lot of people were saying about that one system.
She's kind of like Mother Nature. Remember the commercial for the butter,
butter.
the margarine? It's don't
It's
mess
not
with Mother
nice.
Nature. She's kind of right. She can kind of just be like Mother Nature.
I've been nicknamed Daughter Nature.
Absolutely. How's the book
Well,
going?
like a little mini zoo.
That is true. What's happening with your book?
I'm here. It's doing very well. Of course,
Good.
it's all, again, is for nonprofit, so I don't really see anything out of it. I just hear it's doing very well. It was a #1 news seller from Amazon. But it's easy to find at lindaSummers.com. You can find the weather information about my site. You can go and order a book right from lindaSummers.com. And you can check up and about the music, because I'm starting my band up again.
What do you mean it's for a nonprofit? What nonprofit are you supporting with your book?
The women that domestic violence and survivors.
Wow.
But yeah, I didn't know all that, but we'll talk about that later.
That's a whole other thing. Okay.
That's
Wow, more to come.
I just knew I personally wanted to help everybody. I just didn't know that it wasn't
It was
gonna
a
be.
thing. It was one of those
Yeah.
things.
And you're starting up the
It's one
band
of those
again?
things.
You're starting up your band again?
Yeah. a band. Now it's, new people. But yeah, we have our guitarist and drummer, and now we just got our bass player, and everyone's excited to start post-pandemic. We're all vaccinated.
So we gotta have you guys come down here so we can record you. We have a recording studio down here.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
That could be fun.
We have a nice studio that we're going to be in my studio here, in my little studio, until the house that he's at is a brand new house. The drummer is helping me start this up, and he has a nice whole studio in his garage that we can play in. Of course, not, to record, but that's also something we can even come to you and do some live little things for you or whatever, because he's got a nice whole setup there. But there's so much construction at his new house. It might not be so easy right now, so we're going to be at my house for a little while at the little studio I have in the back.
Awesome. Wow, Linda, you look terrific. Thank you so much for joining us on Earth Day.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect for Daughter Nature on Earth Day.
Right, she looks like she belongs in the
forest. Yes, she does. Thanks, Linda. We get to meet Alvin soon.
Yes.
Check out
Stay
Florida
safe.
Severe Weather on Facebook. You can also go to lindasummers.com. You can find her book. You can find when her next performance is going to be. But Florida Severe Weather, all kidding aside with Linda, is truly one of the most accurate sites that there is to follow for severe weather, from hurricanes to tornadoes, not just in Florida. She's going, like she told you, Mexico City. She follows all the storms because there's family everywhere. You good there, Batman?
I'm good.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, let's go check over with Block K over there on camera 3, see what he's working on. And we got Slick and the girls in Studio A. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Safe Things. Max Lazega creates instantly free-flowing. His 40 years in the construction industry created a foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios that will set the venue for any media application. We offer remote services as a radio or TV production, and continue to grow new venues to bring your ideas to life. We also specialize in video and photo content for social media. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Hi, I'm Robin Weiss, and I'm a rhinestone artist and rhinestone art instructor. 12 years ago, when I retired from my nail business, I decided to become a rhinestone artist. But then I soon realized there was nowhere that I could go to find the adequate combination of tools or even instructions of how to go about enjoying this craft. My passion for this beautiful medium we know as rhinestones and what I knew they could create drove me to figure out a way to create this magical craft that I now teach. I have developed the perfect rhinestone crafting starter kit, which contains the perfect rhinestone crafting pickup stick. I created this kit to help others and to show you that rhinestone crafting is a craft whose time has come. Filled with fun, rhythmic, and therapeutic, the amount of items that you can cover is endless. Not to mention the places this craft will take you and the people you will meet if you should decide you want to get to artist level. You can watch my creations and watch me work on the Brooklyn Cafe TV show every Thursday, where I'll be blinging for Dawn, and sometimes Freddie. While we enjoy each other's company, I'll be bringing you the most beautiful and fun creations to inspire you to try this craft. You can also find me on Real Housewives of Bling at Instagram and also my Facebook group. That is where I'll show you all of my crystal creations while you follow me on my rhinestone journey.
Kids for Kids Ministry. The vision is to see children in Haiti emerge from extreme poverty into an extraordinary destiny in Christ. The problem is the orphans in Haiti lack clean water to drink and food sustainability. These children need art-integrated education, medical needs, shoes, clothes, a lunch program, and teacher salary aid. The mission is to sponsor local leaders in Haiti to support them in the care of orphans and vulnerable children. In January of 2020, Kids for Kids traveled to Haiti to visit the orphans at their home and at their school. The school has now grown to 30 children attending daily classes, but there are many things to improve upon. To help us or to donate, contact Patty Paget at Kids for Kids Ministry, 561-876-1710. That's Kids for Kids Ministry at 561-876-1710.
Don't know how I'm feeling tonight, but I swear I'm fine. I'm broken inside. Don't know where I know I can hide. Don't know how I'm feeling tonight, but I swear I'm fine.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. We are back. I feel like I'm in the
Aloha.
Statue of Liberty.
I got to tell you, I love this artwork. How she does this by hand and the strokes, the fine strokes and finishes is unbelievable.
Have you ever been to the Statue of Liberty? There's a noise behind me. What is
There must
that?
be someone back there. She said her Statue of Liberty has gotten a lot of discussion, some criticism about her face. They say her face is not her face because she looks, some say angry. I say she looks contemplative.
I would be angry. Oh, look at it works. I would be angry too what the Statue of Liberty has to go through.
But what you told me yesterday was this is truly her face. It's not her from a distance. This is really the Statue of Liberty's face and expression of contemplation.
I was in the head of the Statue of Liberty.
Did you see her face?
Yes.
Did it look like that?
No.
Do you remember?
No, it did not. This face is one of, can't we just get it together?
Can't we just get along,
Yeah,
right?
but that's not what the Statue of Liberty says. Do you know that the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France to us? And there is another Statue of Liberty in France that's smaller. Do you know that?
Yes.
Do you know the name of the city that it's in? Look it up.
Marseille?
You would pick a city I never heard of before. It might be. Who knows? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not in Paris.
Let's fact check. Where is the original Statue of Liberty before it was brought over here? It's always under construction, the Statue of Liberty. I wonder if it's back open or not yet. Do you know?
I don't know.
Is it the Ponte de Brunel?
Yes.
Yeah.
And where is it?
I'm gonna butcher this. 65 Rue Gaston de Calivet, 75015 Paris, France.
Paris. Okay. Wow.
You were right. It is in
Slick.
Paris.
Look at Slick.
You guessed and got it right.
I mean, where would they will put it? You know, they'll put it.
They
the Eiffel
put-
Tower. They'll put
The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower.
They'll put it right there.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
hilarious.
He is funny.
Now I got to tell you, we did Nikki today on Transatlantic because she did a, what was that? A branding gentleman, a gentleman that brands businesses.
No, it's about clothing. Like he was telling me how to dress correctly.
How
you
to
learn
dress.
something?
Insightful, yeah. He was very insightful. Like to the point that even though I can wear a 3-piece suit to a room, I will still be judged because if I'm not wearing the 3-piece suit correctly, everybody will know, or the suit wearers or the people that wear suits a lot will know. And he was talking about certain shows and how certain politicians have to dress a correct way so they can before they even speak, they mean business. If something's wrong, like a handkerchief, a tie, the way he ties a tie, you can see that person's not fully, I'll say, like we shouldn't dress off like how people come in. We shouldn't, but like your first impression is sometimes your last impression.
We shouldn't judge people by how they look, however we
Yeah,
do.
but that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but he was talking about first impressions and like you have to just always come out on the right foot.
Now, do you know how to tie a knot, Whistler knot?
Yeah.
You know how to tie a knot, Blake? The funny thing is that when you tie a knot correctly, there's two ways of doing it. There's the shortcut that I do. That's I call it the shortcut. And you have to tighten that tight in order for it to look like the right triangle. Otherwise, it's like this.
Do you feel sexy? And I'm not teasing you when you actually get dressed, put on a tie, like to go out as a guy.
No.
Slick, do you? Yes. He feels delicious.
When I wear a
you
tie,
lick
when I
yourself?
wear a suit,
You
and I
like
got
a
like
cat,
I
you
got
lick
like
yourself?
I got like
So you
four
don't-
fitted I got like 4 fitted suits that I had to be tailored to. So like when I put them on, I've $1 million.
I wore a suit for 20
Million.
years. I put it on and
Aaron feels like you. Yeah. When he gets all suited up, I get pictures.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Blake?
On the right occasion, yeah.
What's
For-
the occasion? You're drunk?
Well, you know, sometimes you have to. Well, I don't know. It really depends on.
Taylor, let's put Blake's camera on.
What's the
It's
occasion?
on. I just need her to put the screen up.
I mean,
So you can sit there. We
I
can
mean,
put up 3
you
cameras.
you saw me in my first day. I came in with a 3-piece suit.
Oh, you came in with a suit.
Yeah,
And then the real you came out.
yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, you know, wearing the suit is cool if the suit don't wear you. And that's the problem because you got to have that mental.
You gotta be delicious.
You
You
got to
know,
be there.
when women we get dressed, we have our hair done and our makeup. We got that nice little fitted
Yeah.
black tie gown you got to put on, whatever it is.
That's if you wear the dress. When the dress wears you, it's just as funny.
Thanks, Taylor.
Guys and girls. It's the same thing for women.
But I'm wondering, is it the same thing for guys?
I guess for them, yeah.
Wow, you guess for me.
But
Yeah.
it's not
I
for
feel like
you.
every guy, when they have like a nice piece of suit or like, you know, something they would like to wear for a formal event, they have to feel like they're $1 million when they put it on.
Why?
Because the stiffness and like how you put it on, you can't have bad posture with it because it'll look bad.
Look what happened when we went to Guy La Ferrera and he put that jacket on you.
Yeah.
What that How nice you looked.
And
You can't have
Didn't
bad.
you feel like,
Yeah.
really? You didn't feel like, wow, this is something.
Dawn, I am so all over all of that. To me, the sexy deliciousness is when I go to do a business deal, it's there. If I go to a wedding, I say, oh, nice, give me some booze. Okay, I'm out. It's
Well, you better brush off that suit because we got an
Yes.
event to go to in November.
What event?
We got the girls' bat mitzvah.
Oh, I heard, yeah. That was interesting.
We got the save the
never
date.
showed that.
It's an amazing save the date. It's in the back. It's a
I have to
viewfinder.
wear a suit?
Yes.
Why?
It's black tie optional.
Optional means I don't have to.
That means you don't have to wear a tuxedo, but you do have to wear a suit.
Black tie optional means you have to wear a suit?
Yes, it means you don't have to wear a tuxedo, but you do need to wear a suit.
Should I rent a tuxedo and be Bond, J-Spot?
Yes, you should. But you have to wear your hat or they won't know you.
My hat?
That hat.
I was about to say, do you always go with the hat if you're just dressing up?
It must be, maybe Jay Harmon needs
I
some
don't know
help.
what it is, but whatever it is, sounds like there's a whole lot of it.
It's
yeah,
Jay Harmon.
No, I don't wear, I have never worn a hat as much as I do now, but there's a reason. I did not wear this hat, and I went to a restaurant, and I had to wait. The next week, I went to the same restaurant, wore the hat. Oh, Freddie, come on in. So I'm really, and also with the bagel store.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's your brand. So when we go to this bat mitzvah, you're going to have to wear your hat.
I'm not wearing a hat.
Why? They're not going to know you.
That's okay.
The girls didn't recognize Val yesterday at the mall. They walked right past her.
I have to wear a hat with a tux?
You don't have. We'll get you a nice. Let's call it the haberdashery. Let's get him a nice tuxedo hat.
A what?
Yeah.
The haberdashery.
The hell is that?
It's a hat store
Where?
in London.
Oh, shit, London. I'm going to get a $5,000
Slick,
hat.
can we get in touch with Nikki's guest?
We can.
At a
Because he's a
haberdashery
very,
and get him
like,
a new
yeah.
hat for the tuxedo he's going to be wearing.
We can.
Jay, sit down, because I need companionship.
He's gonna look like the
Jay,
Blues
don't
Brothers.
you know? We have to ask Jay. Don't you feel like some sort of way when you put on a suit? Like,
It's like you open up the shot.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, what is
We guys could all dress nicey nice, Jay.
A suit? When I wear a suit, let me think back the last time I wore a suit.
When's the last time you went to a wedding or a funeral? You wore a suit?
Yeah, well, I remember when I got married, I wore a suit. That was.
Jay, that was over 30 years ago.
I don't know. So.
Thanks, Lynn.
But no, wearing a suit is. You feel good when you wear a suit, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of feel kind of dapper.
I'm not feeling it.
I don't know.
It's
You're
just
like me,
because
I don't
that,
feel it.
That style of clothing is just very stiff, so you have to feel like.
Why would I want to? You feel good putting on a new pair of shoes.
Oh yeah, for sure. What is it? I have to go. What is it? Retail therapy because of last weekend, so I kind of had to buy one more pair of shoes to like calm
You
me
need
down.
to.
What size shoe are you?
What is it? 10.5, and I run 11 sometimes,
Do
depending on
you
the
have a
shoe.
sister?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
So you like shoes, and you're a guy like that, huh?
Yeah, I like shoes.
Well, Aaron is now starting to sell his shoe collection because
Yeah.
Ashley won't let him take them all to DC. They're
Yeah,
moving
he
to
should-
DC.
yeah.
So he's moving everything to our house, and I said, "Whoa!" I said, "Because if I ever move, you're going to have to come back." He says, He's going to start putting his shoes on eBay.
Okay.
So he says to Chuck, "Dad, I'm going to sell these. I've only worn them 5 or 6 times. Do you want them?" And Chuck's like, "No, you already wore them." And he says, "Dad, it's not, I'm your son. It's not like I got foot fungus. Would you want my shoes? I'm going to sell them."
Yeah.
I know. So he's
Do
going to
you
start
know,
selling his shoes.
I don't have sneakers. I tell you what happened, didn't I?
You're about the same size as Slick, though, right?
Yeah.
Aaron's like a 12, 13.
Yeah, we can go to.
Those are
We can go
kids.
to the sneaker store.
I was laying down watching TV, and Linda came over to do something nice, so she decides to take off my sneakers to put my slippers on, right? And I didn't ask her to do this, and I'm like trying to watch the Met
She
game
took off your sneakers and put on your slippers.
to put on slippers. Yeah.
Is that?
Is this a routine thing that
No,
happens
no,
in your
this
house?
has never happened.
Is this
in
where you
10 years.
ran last night? You ran in
No,
slippers?
no, no. This happened a few weeks ago. Yeah, a few weeks ago. Don't be a wise guy. So I'm saying, you know, I can't watch the Met game. I says, you can. That's okay. Just get out the way. I'm watching the Met game. So she took my sneaker and she took it off my foot, and my sneaker ripped in half. It's a true story.
What?
It went, and she went. We still laugh. She
What?
said, "Oh." So I have not bought a pair of sneakers.
We gotta get you a pair of
Yeah, we gotta go.
Because I
to-
didn't go out because
We
I
have to
didn't
go
have
to
my
town
shots.
center. We have to hit the town center.
I don't
and
go to
see
town
and,
center.
and see what is available. You know, there's sales happening right now.
Slick, how many pairs of sneakers do you have?
Enough.
You have enough.
Enough.
About 200.
What is enough? How do you know when you have enough?
How many pairs of feet do you have?
Because it's just like it just happens, guys.
Yeah.
And I have to buy more dress shoes now, so
Of
it's kind of
course.
like
Then you
I'm
need
not
your
buying
socks,
sneakers,
pants.
but
So
I
when
have
I-
to buy new dress shoes.
How many pairs of sneakers do you own that are over $200?
Ooh. That's I was. I'll give you guys a good number. It'll be around like 10 of them. That's over.
That's over $2,000 in sneakers.
I don't even have a suit that's
I
over
would
$200.
jump off a bridge with no water
No,
at the
but
bottom of it.
it's not like I
every
bought
amount
it
of
in
wears.
1 year though. So it wasn't like 2,000 spent in 1 year. It just happened that sneaker came out.
I have never
He
been.
is so much
needed
like
it.
my son. You
Yeah.
amortize them out over the wears.
Yeah, over
lifetime
the
of sneakers.
years of me having them, yeah, there were over 200. Yeah.
He's just like Aaron.
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting Velcro sneakers, but my son said, "You get that, and we will disown you." Just
Thank you, Gio and Freddie. Yes.
But I hate tying my shoes.
So I
takes so much time.
I had a pair of my purple and black pumps on, I guess, last week or 2 weeks ago. And I went home to take them off. They were cracked. The whole thing was cracked on the bottom. I wore them all day here, cracked in half. I didn't even know it.
You crack your shoes?
They were cracked totally in half. So I went to the shoemaker, can you fix them? Nope, they're garbage. So inside I'm thinking, all right, now I can go buy a new pair of shoes. Now I'm validated. Like, I need to replace those shoes.
But you buy new shoes all the time.
I haven't in a while, but now there's
What's
a
a while?
reason.
There's a reason ongoing.
But now
Yes.
there's a reason because she couldn't fix them.
Correct.
I tried. She couldn't. Hence the new shoes.
Correct.
Well, if you wear the wrong things, it can hurt you as well. When I was younger than you, I got a job selling Iveco trucks, which is Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
And my father gave me a jacket that had patches on the elbows. You ever
Oh, I
remember
like those. Yeah, I like those.
They're like the brown patches.
Yeah, I still want those.
So I
yeah.
went to work with that thinking I was feeling delicious, like Slick says. And the boss of the Iveco company comes up to me and he fixes my collar. And he says, Grandpa gave you this jacket? And I felt about this big. So he says, you're going to go with this guy. You're going to meet a client. Now, this client was one of the largest dry cleaning clients in the city, in the city of New York. And I went in there and I sat down. And I'm embarrassed now because the guy just called out my jacket, right? And it was an old jacket. So I'm sitting there minding my own business. And there's companies there. And everybody's pitching this big company. And the guy looks at me, he says, you, come here. The owner, CEO. And he says to me, what's your name? And I tell him my name. And he says, let me ask you a question. Whose truck would you buy? And they were buying 100 trucks, a big fleet contract, multi-million-dollar deal. I said, I would buy mine. And he goes, why? He says, to be honest with you, we're the best. That's all I said. So I go back, I sit down. He says, everybody can leave except us, the background. And I got the contract. Now, I was only on the job 20 minutes, right? And the guy sitting next to me looks at me, he says, it must have been the jacket, because he's old like you and the jacket. And the guy came up to me and says, you know why? Because you had the nerve to wear your clothes the way you wore them and you were honest. Then he gave me $1,000. He says, go buy yourself a new suit and come. I'm going to put the order in. Multi-million-dollar deal.
Wow.
True story. I get back to Mercedes and they're all floored. All of them. Now they're thinking, maybe we should put everybody in this jacket, you know?
It's a lucky jacket.
And they
It's a lucky
refused to
jacket.
pay me my commission.
Why?
Wow.
Because I wasn't on the job long enough.
Wow.
And they were shocked.
Wow.
True
That's-
story.
They didn't
White
expect it
Plains,
out of
New
you.
York. True
That's
story.
horrible. They didn't give you your commission?
They didn't want to. They expected.
And I'm going
that
to tell you, if
of
I hadn't paid for that order, I would have been set.
Great.
I would have been set. I didn't have to do nothing else. And when the guy found out, because I quit, the guy found out I quit, he canceled the order. And there you have it.
Wow.
Canceled the order. True story. White Plains, New York, Iveco trucks, you can look it up.
That's unbelievable.
And let me tell you, I had never forgotten that lesson about clothing. You got to wear your clothing. You don't let your clothing wear you.
Wear you, yeah.
That's what I was telling Guy that day. Yeah, I love wearing new clothes and everything else, but it's like my father used to say, this shirt didn't bring what's in it. And you got to bring it. You got to make yourself $1 million.
True.
You know, and you wear your clothes and you wear them nicely. Women, the way they let things hang is what makes a difference on a lady. They wear clothes sometimes don't fit.
He's laughing.
You're talking about clothes, right?
Clothes, right? You're talking about
Let's say, you want to rephrase that?
Talking about clothes
But I'm bummed. Jay Hartman.
That's
in the
what happens when you're
Thank
around
you, Jay.
guys.
Jay, me and Jay were on the same.
You said let it.
Wow, I can't believe Jay said that.
Look around here, Cracker Barrel. It's me and the guys. The girls in Studio A. Taylor's probably just shaking her head.
Anybody ever gave you clothes for Christmas? They buy you clothes? Anybody ever get clothes for Christmas or your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they give you something that you wouldn't wear in a million years?
Never. Yeah.
What do you do with it?
Me? I
Me and the
either
guys.
gave it to somebody, but the person that gave me the clothes asked me why did I give it to somebody, but I'm like, I'm just regifting it. I'm not gonna wear it. I know I'm not gonna wear it.
What's the one thing you wouldn't wear, like a pink shirt or something?
No, it was just like a graphic. It was just like a graphic tee. I get like graphic tees I don't like, so I just give 'em away.
Graphic tees?
Like
You know, a
tees
t-shirt
with like
with a
tees with like
design.
prints and weird
graphic
prints on
tee.
them. So I just
Yes.
I give them like I regift them. Like
Yeah.
I don't wear them. I
They
don't try
gave
them
me
on.
stripes. You ever get a shirt that has stripes on it?
Yeah.
Like what you're wearing right now? But when you're heavy, when you're a little bit heavy,
Yeah.
you don't want to wear stripes. You look like the Goodyear blimp with stripes.
True.
True.
True
Yeah.
that. This way, forget about it.
That way it makes you look fat. If you're on up and
This
down,
way is good, but I always got them across.
call it the
Bleach. Oh, you're not supposed to bleach it? Ah, throw it away.
You always have a story, but yeah, you gotta
True.
see how you know when Cracker Barrel had her wings on the other day.
What the hell was that?
You commented how nice she looked.
No, I was asking her.
Well,
She
then
got
she put
dressed
her
in the
sweatshirt
dark.
on top of it, but before the sweatshirt, she looked beautiful.
Yes, but when she put the sweatshirt, there was like a moth trying to
That's
get out
'cause
from
one of-
underneath the shirt.
That's one-
It was like this. Who walks around like that?
One of the co-owners of this place is 54 and keeps it 54 in here, so they get a little cold.
Yeah.
Yes, I seen Teddy walking around with a coat.
Mm-hmm.
But that
What
thing was
happened?
funny. And you know, that might be a new thing. I'm a fairy trapped inside.
That buffalo sweatshirt's going in the Smithsonian. As you move on up the ranks, that's going to go with your chair and your hat and your bell. It's her buffalo sweatshirt.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing, but that's her trademark. It goes with Teddy's Sherpa coat. Slick doesn't have a thing that he wears all
Yes,
the
he
time.
has. He has those red and white shoes that drive me absolutely.
But
I
his
can put on
outfits
my hats, I
always
can put my
coordinate.
No,
I can
you
put
don't
my
wear the
hats.
right hat. I'm sorry. You can
I
wear
can put
all
my
these
hats. I
funky.
can put my hats.
That ain't the hat. The
I
hat
have
that,
like hats with
the
no
hat
brim
that-
on
Oh,
them.
the red cap with the thing in
Yeah,
the
with
front?
no
No,
brims
no,
on
no.
it. Yeah, I can put my hats.
the hat that I've asked you to wear is the one that makes
It's
you look
ruined.
like Clint.
It is.
Eastwood.
It is in the. Yeah. It's,
That hat
it's
is
in
you,
the-
and that hat on you makes you $1 million, and you don't wear it.
It's literally on the wall of fame
What, the
because
brown
I
one?
can't wear it anymore.
The one that
She took and brought
Yeah.
back?
yeah, but she sent it back.
It's on the Hall of Fame.
It's on the Slick of Fame or Slick
Why?
Wall of Fame because
But
I'm
that
not gonna
makes
wear it
you-
again.
That makes you. It has a story to it. I know.
Yeah,
It must be like a
It
love
really
potion or something.
does.
Did she put her perfume inside the lid? Seen that? Been there, done that. They put perfume
You know,
inside
you're
the
not
hat.
old enough
What?
to have as many stories as you have.
Well, that,
Oh, I have a lot of stories.
You've like lived lifetimes in this lifetime.
I used to wear a cowboy hat when I was their age. I was the only one brave enough to do it.
Oh yeah, my dad wore one.
Because I thought I was Mr. Cool, and I bought these boots that didn't fit. So anyway, so the girls, they get back at me. They used to take their perfume and put it inside a hat. And I mean a lot. Where's your
So
hat, Freddie? Oh my God. So I'm tearing.
He said his dad used to wear a cowboy hat.
Yeah, and the day that was it, my father took the hat. He said to me, what the hell's wrong with this hat? I'll never forget that, man. I said, Dad, I can't wear it. I'm tearing. He says, oh, you got to put some water in it.
Gotta wipe it down. Oh my
Cowboy.
God. But Slick's always so. Look, he's got the Izod hat matching the striped pink and blue shirt with the
Gotta
shoes.
let it flow.
He looks like he's 8.
It's like you should take
He looks like Pee Wee Herman.
Like you should go shopping with Slick. You
gotta-
guys should do a
that's
segment
That's what I'm saying.
in the mall.
Freddie, Blake, guys, Dan,
You got to go to Guy.
and then we.
We gotta go to gang. We gotta become
basically
gangster. We gotta
Nothing
dress
would get
gangster.
done because we'd be looking at shoes the entire time.
Oh no, not we. You don't have to follow me. I'm gonna be looking at shoes the entire time. You.
We gonna wear socks
Yeah.
with toes in them. You ever get socks with toes in them?
Oh, never. That's just.
I love those bad boys. Socks with toes. It don't make. Try it. It may change your life.
Oh no, but
All right,
socks.
The socks with toes, I've never heard of that before, but what's that brand? Fila? The
Sneakers with the
The
toes.
sneakers.
Yeah, the sneakers with the toes. That is a crime against humanity. Those should not exist. They look so
Well, those
weird.
running socks, they say you're supposed to feel grounded. See, when you're running, you're protected, but you can feel the ground better. You feel the vibration.
Yeah,
You could also wear normal sneakers.
yeah, because no, you can't wear normal sneakers anymore because I'm actually helping the environment this time. Buying these sneakers, they're from Nike, guys. I don't know if you've seen them.
They're biodegradable.
They're called Craters, Nike Craters. And they're made out of recyclable material.
Yes.
25% of the shoe.
And in
So
the
I'm
rain,
saving the environment buying these shoes.
And in the rain, don't wear them in the rain.
I am an activist.
Don't wear them in the rain.
I am.
They will biodegrade on your feet.
No.
Yeah. There's a
What
big
would you-
article about it.
Read the Craters?
That They
Okay.
wear them in the rain, they begin to melt.
Really?
I'm gonna
They
te-
melt on your feet.
I'm gonna
You
test
imagine your
that
shoe
theory.
go, "Wow."
That's a problem.
I'm gonna test that theory. But I am an activist.
Those are $300 sneakers.
No, $100 sneakers. They're
They're
running shoes.
$300.
$100.
Yeah, you're buying them off a truck.
You
Because
want a
I'm going to
pair?
tell you something. No,
They're
I don't want
100.
You want a pair of Velcro from Walmart?
Yes.
No.
Hard pass. Do
He
not.
can't buy Velcro sneakers from Walmart, Slick. It's like,
And those sneakers, when you wear them, they go.
what, the Velcro ones from Walmart?
Hard pass.
Oh, we just got to level you up, Batman.
I don't, I wear sneakers.
You just don't even care.
There's
I
shoes
don't
with
care.
zips, and then there's shoes without any laces.
Zippers?
Yeah.
You're going to get me sneakers with zippers?
Yeah, they have zippers in the front. You
Yeah,
know,
but
if
I
you
may
want some
hurt
zip-
myself.
Okay, there's shoes with no laces. They just hug around your
He
feet.
acts like he's 110.
I know. There's shoes that hug around your feet. You don't need
Listen,
any
I'm
laces.
going to tell you, I used to buy sneakers, right? I used to spend money on sneakers, and my ex-wife says, you're too old for them sneakers. How can you be too old for sneakers?
You can't be. I can show you a guy right now. He's a social media. I'll say social
We should make
media.
Freddie a social influencer like
Yeah,
that, Slick.
basically like
Why not
that-
to wear?
His son promotes his social media, and he only wears like I'll say, I can't say hip stuff. It's around my age, from 18 to I'll say early 30s, like hype stuff, sneakers from outerwear to he doesn't wear any suits, so he just wears stuff that you'll see streetwear. So he'll wear the latest youthful thing, and he's like around 80, 81.
I want to have a pocket on my sneakers and have one of those fake mics on the side, so that I can take it out and record into my shoes.
Hard pass. I don't think that'll work.
Jay, what are you talking about today, show? What are you drawing?
Actually, today
Sneakers.
on the show, I was kind of looking at the pictures that are here, and kind of pop art. I'm going to do like a pop art piece.
Great.
With do an outline with Marilyn Monroe and have the color, have the color around it, and show how you can do that with colored pencil.
Wow, fantastic.
Is that what this is called? Pop
art.
Pop art?
Like Andy Warhol.
Yeah, it was Andy Warhol and what's his name, Max. His last name is Max, I think.
Peter.
Peter Max. Yes, I've met him, and that's what he's done. A lot of Statue of Liberty
Yes.
pictures.
What is it
And,
with everybody in this stupid statue?
Really?
Very inspirational.
You from New York and immigration and all of these things. This is freedom.
Really? I grew up
Yes.
in the South Bronx. We didn't know immigration from just your neighbor.
But this is what it is. This is
Do
what
you know when I
represents
went to the
freedom.
Statue of Liberty, what happened to me and my mom?
No.
We went. Somebody left the boat alone. You know, this the Statue of Liberty ferry, and it started to rock.
You were on it?
The balance was off. Yes, I grabbed my mother and I held on to dear life, and people fell in the ocean. It was in the news. The stupid thing started going like this. And the captain ran out, and they had to use some kind of balance or something. And that was my worst memory of going to the Statue.
that
I
was
never
a
went
Staten
again.
Island ferry?
The Statue of Liberty ferry. It was
Oh, they
a
have
ship.
their own statue?
Yeah,
I mean, their own
it's like
ferry
the
that goes
Liberty
back and
Line
forth?
or something.
I used to take you to the Statue of Liberty, yes.
Hmm.
And that was the last time I went. And my mother was scared to death. We don't know what happened. And I never went again. It's a true story.
But she represents freedom and equality and what America is supposed to stand for when people came over.
When you were growing up in New York, that's not the way you looked at it.
But that was what she was here to represent.
Did you ever go in the head?
Sure.
In the head. Think about that, real long and hard. And what about the arm?
Can't do that.
No, the arm was under construction.
Uh-huh. My brother went. It used to go up to the arm
Yeah.
before they closed it down.
Wasn't it after 9/11 they closed it down?
No,
or-
no, it was way before.
Before that?
In the 70s. Now, do you remember the Empire State Building? You've been in the Empire State Building?
Haven't been there, but
Yeah.
want to
You
go.
been there?
Yeah.
All the way to the top?
Yep.
You ever been there? I've never been there.
Because I always went as a tourist. You lived there.
Never went.
We would go
I-
to New York every summer
I
growing
went
up.
to the World Trade Center all the time because it was by NYU. I mean, it was a walk, but it was nice.
But that is what she represents.
I don't know what she represents.
Lady Liberty.
I know that she was green, and then they redid it, and she was bronze. And she's green again.
Well, she tarnished.
Yeah. But the sea made her green because it was
From
at the
sea
sea.
to shining sea.
Sea,
So
yeah.
tune in today for Jay Harmon, the colored pencil artist, pop art.
Pop art today, 2:30.
Pop art is huge.
Do you have anything with the Rat Pack?
I did the Rat Pack. Yes, I did a big picture, but it was a commission. Yes.
Something's telling me the Rat Pack is back. I don't know why.
So we're back.
Yeah. It's like, you know who the Rat Pack is?
Yeah, I know. From Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. was on that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah.
Who are
I
the
mean,
other
that's
two?
all I know
3.
from Sammy Davis. That's all.
Dean Martin?
I wouldn't know Dean Martin.
Frank Sinatra?
Sinatra.
Who's-
That's
who
a
was
that's
the
a
fourth?
very.
They were the three main guys, and there was a
Yeah.
couple others they picked up.
Johnny Dean, whatever his name was. Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean, no.
James Dean?
James Dean.
he wasn't
Jimmy
with the
Dean
Rat
is
Pack.
Link Sausage.
Wasn't yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I just got hungry. Wasn't Dean in that? No.
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin was there.
Yeah, and I think Joey Bishop.
That's the missing
I think Oscar Mayer was one of them too.
BOLOGNA. Do you remember that commercial?
I was just going to sing that. My
Get out of my
bologna
head.
has a first name. I was just going to sing
I
that.
wonder what the little boy's doing now. He's probably older than us.
I think
Oh
he
gosh,
died.
I'm so old. I remember the song. I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. You remember that?
Yes, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener.
More to come. And on that note, everyone tune in to Color Pencil
You don't like
Artist
my singing?
today at 2:30.
I don't make fun of your singing.
I know.
I heard you singing in the kitchen.
I'm always singing.
In the kitchen. Who were you singing to?
Slick.
Psycho.
Colored Pencil Artist today at 2:30. Learn how to do some pop art. Get out your colored pencils and tune in live with Jay Harmon. At 7 o'clock, we've got Kids in Capes. And at 7:30, we've got Michael Macchia joining us, the Bitcoin master at his best.
I got a lot of questions about Mr. Macchia.
Cryptocurrency.
Mr. Bazooka.
All right, so tune into all of that on WWNN. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all. listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping threads and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that glaze across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we could